So, a lot has happened today. A lot of amazing things. A lot of good things. It was a great day shopping. It was a great day really giving back to my customers and really making some of the employees at the stores I was visiting, helping them have a better day. Um, and learning how to receive, giving back as well as giving to. Um, yeah, it was a short day in a sense with customers. I only got to three, um, but that's okay. One lady was so appreciative, and I'm pretty sure she was feeding an army, or she had a ton of kids. There was enough food to definitely feed an army. But she ended up giving me an astronomical kind of tip, and I just saw that tonight. And I was like, wow, that really means a lot. And she gave me a really good. Said she was just amazed at how on point and how communicative I was. So I must be doing something right. But that's not what tonight's about. But I just wanted to share, a little bit of something that happened today. But what I really want to focus on is tonight we had prophetic worship, and with my church online, and I was with my friend Erin. Oh, I said name. Sorry. I was with my best friend, and it was amazing. It was so amazing. God really took me some places that I've never been. I was seeing a ton of my spiritual eye, as well as seeing a ton of my mind, and also in front of me, kind of thing. It was a phenomenal experience. I went from just, dancing and just rejoicing in the Lord to pacing and in prayer, walking and dancing some more, prophetically, to literally being on my knees on the ground, just so heart stopped by the Lord. Literally, I felt nauseous and like I was going to throw up. He grasped my heart that much. And that's what it comes down to. As I spoke this morning, I keep rethinking on that, the ocean, an ocean deep, of love. Jesus' love is an ocean deep. And we can't even fathom that. And there was a point in the prophetic worship that they started speaking about God's love and us trying to even comprehend that love. And I was just, like I said, on the floor. And Jesus really took me on a journey. I don't know if you're the prophetic or if you're just happened to cross my page or, you're just wandering around or bored and can't sleep. But the prophetic is really amazing, and it's something I did not grow up with, and nor am I familiar with. But now it's become like a second home. And the Lord really started walking me through my life and showing me, He's like, I was there, and I was there, and I was there. And it was as if I was a third person in the story, but it was my story. And even at one point, He showed me a point where I only heard His voice and a really hard time. He saved me that night. And I only heard His voice, but He showed me tonight that picture. And that was not just His voice. He showed me the fire and the flames that was in that room that night. And oh my word, that just shook me, because I'd always, knew that that was the Lord's voice who called out. But to see that, in fact, He was there in all of His furious glory, willing to protect His daughter, that was really something cool. But He just kept showing me angels and His arms around me, holding me and protecting me, and just the comfort and the safety. And I don't know why, I just got an image just now of duck. When ducks, little ducklings are small, they kind of go underneath their mother's wing underneath. And if it's raining or if they're scared or something. And I just got that image right now in my head, well, my spiritual eye technically. And I think it's really beautiful if you think about it. Like, the Lord is our mother duck. We're just little ducklings, We follow Him around and, we learn all things from Him. But when we're scared or afraid, We have that protective wing to go right over across us and nothing can harm us. Keep that image in your mind. It's pretty beautiful. Thank you, Lord. But I also was coming around to the fact of not only the ocean deep of love and not only what all the Lord is showing me, because it's not about me, like I say, it's about you guys. I kept circling, especially tonight as I was driving home. I'm thinking about the angelic presence that's been so prevalent and the way the Lord is really moving in this world and within people. And I really got to thinking, back to around to what I was talking about this morning. Why am I doing this? Why am I making these videos? Why am I speaking to you guys? Hello world. But honest truth, I don't have the answer right now. But I can tell you that it is more than light and life. I think it revolves around the question is, what is a kingdom child? What is it to be a child of the King, the Most High? I mean, have you guys ever really thought about that? Like, if you're not a Christian, I mean, you're totally okay. But if you are, have you ever thought and called yourself a kingdom child? Have you ever thought of yourself as a princess or a prince? As someone who's seated on the throne beside the king? It's a glorious image if you think about it. Heaven is the magnificent castle, Heaven is that castle. And we live and reside in that castle alongside our king. Like, all of us. It's not just Narnia, where you have, the two kings and, the two queens. I mean, this is heaven. This is eternity with the King when we accept him and love him as our own and our Father. And so I really guess I just want to stress that, Why are we even here? Why do we even, say we love God but don't fulfill it? There's some really hard things that are going on tonight. Sorry, I just laugh but there's some really hard things, and it really came down to the fact that I really actually called someone out. I was really upset, and I was like, how can you even call yourself a Christian? And it was spoken out of love, but the actions were so wrong that I was like, how can you even call yourself a Christian? Think about it. How can you call yourself a Christian and see yourself seated on the throne beside God when you can do such horrendous things and such unlawful, selfish acts, And I was just shocked. But that's where I've come to in a place, I can call someone out in love and be like, seriously, dude, ma'am, miss, sir, get your act together. You're not acting like a Christian, So what is this about? This isn't just about actions. This is about love. This is about me showing God's love to you guys. And you guys, taking love and living it out in action. Kingdom. We live in a kingdom, guys and girls. We live in a kingdom. We have a place on a throne. We have a Savior. We have a King who loves us so much we can't even fathom that love. We can't. It's just fact. So just relish in that tonight. I mean, an ocean-wide deep of love. An ocean-wide deep of love. Just waiting for us to jump in, Just relish that thought. Jesus loves us so much. We are his children. We are his kingdom children. This is a chronicle. This is my story sharing with you guys. This is my experiences and my lessons and what the Lord is teaching me to share with you guys. But the kingdom is yours for the taking. You are already children. Even if you are 70 or 80 years old, you're still a child. Even if you are, middle-aged or in a midlife crisis, you're still a child. You're still God's child. Even if you say, I don't believe in him, go away, you're still his child. He's saddened, but you're still his child. He never says, oh, you don't believe in me, goodbye, I don't have time for you. No, he is right there walking alongside you. I lived in a place at one point where I swore God away. I swore him away. I pushed him away. I could not see him anymore. I didn't want to believe in him. I didn't want to be anywhere near him. I still sought out church, and I called things church. Bars are not church, by the way. Just saying. You can fool yourself, but they're not church. Pool halls aren't church either. They're cool to watch. It's cool to watch billiards, but that's not church. But God didn't go like, screw you, you know, you don't have time for me. Instead, he was right there in the midst of it. And he was holding and he was protecting me. And he was wiping the tears from my face. And when I laid on that floor for 2 days straight full of depression, he was right there holding me through that. You know, when I end up in a bad situation, God was still right there. And when the enemy came knocking on my door, guess what? I swore God away, but as soon as the enemy came knocking and he came physically in my spiritual eye, I cried out to God. I swore him away, but I still cried out to God. Why? Because God was still better than the enemy. God was everything. I grew up with God. I knew God. He's my best friend. If anyone had an imaginary friend, it was I. And his name was Jesus. Honestly, that's who I talked to. That's who I played around with. That's who my best friend was. That and animals. But that's the honest truth, you know? I was always a child and a kingdom child. And I knew it deep down in my heart. And if the enemy showed up in my face, even if I swore him away, I still cried out to God. I still knew he was there and I still recognized it. I was broken. I was lost. I was a totally lost, wandering, hurt sheep. But the Lord went out, left the flock to go find me, and brought me back. He just sent me to Guatemala to go find the flock. Literally, he just sent me to Guatemala to go find the flock. But even so, you know, he was there. He never once abandoned me. We are kingdom children. We are God's children. He's our lover. He loves us so much we can't even fathom it. We are kingdom children. Just try to concept that fact. Isn't it just glorious and amazing? Like, I'm sorry, I just can't stop smiling because it's such a beautiful fact. We are his. We are his daughters. We are his princesses. We are his princes. Princes. But just really rest in that tonight. Let him pull you up, hold you tight in his arms, and rock you to sleep tonight. Let him hold you out on his arm and let you twirl around and dance with him. Don't think I do that to my spiritual eye? Do it all the time. If I really want to get close to God, sometimes I just imagine myself dancing and Jesus holding my hand and spinning me around. And I don't imagine myself as, well, looking like this or an age. You know, I imagine myself as a little child, a little girl. That little girl that got lost way back then. That's who I imagine Jesus spinning around with. That's who I imagine him lifting up high and loving. And that's who I imagine who sits on his lap and just looks at him with absolute adoration as he looks down with me, absolute love. Can you even fathom what absolute love is in a father's eyes of such magnitude as Jesus? That's just amazing, you know? But that's our God. That's who he is. We are kingdom children. So if you guys wonder what I am on earth talking about, this is what I'm talking about. This is what it is to be a prince and a princess. This is what it is to have an inheritance so great we can't even possibly imagine. It doesn't mean land. It doesn't mean houses. It doesn't mean treasures. Untold treasures, yes. Jesus has untold treasures for us. Who knows what they are? I mean, maybe it's a ranch of 70,000 dogs for me. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, untold treasures await us. And it's not physical forms of things. It's untold treasure and eternity with the Father. That's what it's about, guys. That's what the kingdom's about. That's what Jesus is about. It's simple. It's simple fruit. It's simple vegetables. It's simple word, you know? It's so simple theology. So anytime you question, you know, who am I? Say, I am a kingdom child. Who am I? I am a kingdom child. I'm a beautiful, unique, smart, funny, loved kingdom child. That's what it comes down to, you know? And that's really what we got to focus on because that's what's important. So I don't want to go much longer. But I just wanted you guys to know how much you are loved, how much you are adored and praised and admired. You are a kingdom child. You are his child, his princess and his prince. We are his. It's just that simple. We say I do, we say I love you, and he's right there to take us in his arms, you know? He's right there. And that's just so amazing because he's right there, arms wide open, just waiting to receive us. And if we are lost, he welcomes us back. He'll travel across the globe for us, no problem. He'll enter into a room and a space that may be so tainted and might even, just such, can't even imagine the worst sinful place. But God will still enter that. And he will still find you. And he will still pull you up. And he will still pull you close and call you his child. Even as you're fighting, kicking, and screaming. Believe me, I'm a fighter. I'm a runner. I kick, I scream, I punch, I push. That's what I do. That's how I've survived. But he still holds tight onto me. He'll still hold tight onto you. No matter what you do. He's not going to let you go. Tonight I felt absolutely nauseous and sick. I was fighting, screaming against him. Not that I didn't want to hear his word, but it was so good and so hard for me to receive, but it was so good that I needed it. We don't always be willing to receive, but sometimes we just have to. And that's where Jesus comes in. He knows what we need. And even if we're fighting, kicking, and screaming, and the worst temper tantrum possible, the Lord will hold us tight and reassure us until we're able to see and recognize and realize and relax in his arms and allow him to show us what he wants to show us, which is his glorious kingdom, his glorious beauty and creation. And I don't have words for it all. It's just amazing. You have people who talk about them visiting heaven, That's great. That's great. But heaven is right here. It's on earth as much as it is up there. It's right here in our spiritual eye. We can visit heaven anytime we desire, whenever we're with Jesus. If we're with Jesus, we're with heaven. It may not look like Golden Gate streets or, mansions and all the stuff we imagine heaven to be. But if we're with Jesus, we're in heaven. We don't need to wait for some miraculous miracle or great beyond vision. We just simply have to say, hey, Jesus, take me to that field of flowers you promised me. Hey, Jesus, I'd love to go to that grove of trees. Can we take a walk down that path to the ocean? That's as simple as it is. You're with Jesus, you're with heaven. You're a kingdom child. You're already in it. Now you just need to open your eyes and believe. Open your eyes and believe that you are a kingdom. Open your eyes and believe that you are a kingdom child, that you are important and that you are special, and that you are so beautiful and loved. Just hold that close tonight, my friends in my world. All right? All right. I love you guys. Virtual hug. Bye.